What's up, everybody? This is Matt Halfhill with Nice Kicks live from the Agenda Trade Show. I am joined with Josh and Brandon from Clearweather Brand. Guys, how's it going?
Amazing.
For those who aren't familiar, you guys didn't start in this business with Clearweather Brand either. You know, talk about your history in footwear.
He kind of started it off, man. When I was very young, I want to say maybe 11 or 12, he got a job designing footwear for Vans, and it kind of changed my whole outlook in general, just speaking for myself.
Right.
I didn't know that you could draw shoes and make money. That shit flipped my world kind of upside down. So it was very cool to me. So I've been drawing shoes ever since. And
I just completely fell into it. Like, was going to college, and then all of a sudden met a dude that like was running Vans at the time, and dude was like, "Oh, you draw shoes?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I draw." You know, never really thought about drawing shoes, but yeah, I can do it. And been doing it for 21 years now. You know what I mean?
I think I've got 12 or 13 years under my belt.
Which is like the tightest part of it. Obviously, we're brothers, you know, and for us to be able to like do what we love to do together is like the tightest shit ever.
Well, the thing that I've noticed is, like, we've hung out several times. Every single time, each one of you talks about how the crazy thing that the other one did in a project. Sure. How much do you guys inspire each other?
A lot.
Oh, shit.
I think we feed off each other, man. I mean, dude, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing if it wasn't for him.
I think for me and Josh, it's like real simple, right? Like, I definitely inspired him when he was young, right? And I'm getting emotional, but it's like kind of now he's inspiring me. It's kind of like a counterbalance, and I think that's why like all this is so tight for like me and him to be doing our own company.
So take me through, where did the idea for starting your own brand come about? When did it come about?
In reality, we were both chasing our own careers, right? And we were doing the whole, like, I don't know what you call it, but it's chasing a title, chasing a number. It's like my inspiration was to make more money every year. My inspiration was to grow as a designer, to make new stuff, right? And then I just hit a ceiling, and I'm just like, this isn't making me happy anymore. I can't go any higher. I don't know what I want to do. I just want to make the shit that I want to do, and I don't really want a bunch of people in my head telling me that's wrong or right or whatever. So, you know, it was a dream of mine to always do something with him. He's done a few brands, and I've watched him do the brands, and it's like been an amazing experience from the outside in. And I always wanted to do my own shit, and when I always said in myself, I said I'd do my own brand, it just wouldn't be right to do it without him. But now we have this new movement that's called Clearweather, that's literally me and him and our partner, Matt, and it's awesome.
How did the brand name come about?
Doing a ton of research, I wanted something that was very simple. The logo could work really good on a shoe. That's the most important thing when it comes to a shoe. So we found the icon. I'm like, wow, this looks cool. Underneath it, it said Clearweather. It's a Native American, ancient Native American pictograph for Clearweather. It means Clearweather. Once I really fell in love with it, Clearweather meant it's me and him doing this, and there's no one else telling us what's right or wrong. We already went through the disasters of certain places and the joys of certain places, right? And we learned a ton, but it's literally clear weather because it's us doing it, and there's no one telling us what we can and can't do.
Well, let's get to the product. So, you guys had some new silhouettes come out that you put on display this time. Which ones have gotten the most attention?
The Convex.
This one.
We just felt like it was time to open up a new tooling that is something fresh, an evolution of what we did to begin with. You know, we pulled our signature bottom tread up the sidewall, rounded out the bottom of the whole tool versus it being square and sharp, and then the top lines still have our like signature shelf.
The thing that's been great about this is like there's so many different ways that as a consumer you can interpret it. Like, you can see kind of some little bit of athletic inspiration into it.
But that's where the offset is, right? So you would think you would pick it up and it'd be a super light sole. It's solid rubber, it's heavy. So we're pulling cues from fashion, mixing athletic in this aspect, and trying to create something that we're into. That's not really, there's no rules. There's doesn't have to be light.
So when are we gonna see the convex come out?
Spring, summer 16. Actually, it's summer 16, so it'll be available 4/15.
4/15.
But let's not overshadow, right? Because we have another one, right? So like me and Josh's whole plan is like in general to like drop new silhouettes all the time, right? We've talked to you about that. We're gonna like keep on banging people over the head with like new design because that's what we're about, right? So it's like we have the Santora, which Josh is wearing right now, which is like a new low silhouette. That's kind of a riff off of like a Rude Boy, like classic, obviously, you know?
You got to be much more of a daring, comfortable soul with the convex versus this one is your everyday mover.
And honestly, this one, the convex, was more outside of our element, right? Because we've done the very casual lifestyle shoe, and this one has a little more futuristic vibe to it, a lot more.
For people's perception of us, this is like outside of the box for us, right? But people don't really know like what we have coming, you know what I mean? So it's like we're gonna keep people like guessing and like be like, whoa.
The fun part about doing a new tool like this and doing something outside the box, out of our own box, was this whole silhouette was designed, inspired off of the bottom of a boat. So like it's more of like a boat roundedness. If you look at a boat outside the water, the hull. So we had a hell of a time trying to name this thing. The name actually goes back, like I said, it's opposite of concave, so it bows out. To me, like a lot of designers come from the car design world into the footwear design world, right? Because I think the car design is like very complex. There's a million designers working on one car, maybe a door handle, right? And they went to school engineering, it's all crazy. But shoes, you can do a whole thing, and that's what's awesome about it. But so I've been lately, I switch it up all the time, but lately I've been pulled a lot of design cues from boats.
Nice.
So it's a fun way to switch up your process. That's the way you keep everything healthy and new.